Bourbon Barkeep, we got House Call Wednesday. House Call Wednesday, we just throw curveballs at this guy. I don't know what I'm tasting in front of me, hence the numbered vials. I don't know proof, I don't know age. I just throw them in these fancy Glencairns and score them, and then we reveal. So I'm gonna get these guys poured up, and then we'll get to nosing. Mission 1 accomplished. We are poured up. Now your mission to keep the corniness going. You can do that, like, subscribe. We got some Patreon stuff down below, including these free Glencairns once you're a member for a certain amount of time. That's just fine print though, you know? No one reads that, don't worry about it. All right, glass A on the nose. Vanilla and black pepper. This may be the most black pepper I think I've ever had on a nose. You know, sometimes they're just kind of hiding in the darkness because it's black pepper. But this one's loud and proud, right out in front. Good for you. Heavy oak, great oak presence on this. Definitely at least smells highly aged. If you can't tell by the nice Charlie Hustle shout out hoodie here, we're not sponsored. One day, future sponsorship of Charlie Hustle. It is absolutely freezing in Kansas City, the KC area, and I'm really hoping that this is at least a just barrel proof high bomb, because I need a little heat down here. It's cold. Let's see, we'll get one more nose. Maybe some like the sour cherry. For some reason it's coming across as sour, not like it's spoiled. At least we're hoping it's not spoiled, but you're diving behind, you know, that heavy oak, black pepper, vanilla, and slight caramel. Let's see what we got on the palate, and let's hope for some proof. We did not get proof. It's really smooth. It's good. I really like it. Once I get around my disappointment, just, it is pretty standard. Like vanilla, caramel, Cheerios. Can I do that? It's not bread. It's like a unfrosted cereal. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to that. I like that. Oak continues. It's really smooth. It's nice. As aggressive as that black pepper was on the nose, some spice, I would still kind of say with that black pepper, it's not a cinnamon, it's just there. So let's see if anything else comes out in sip 2. But so far, just kind of a straight shooter, and I respect it. Sip 2 had a little more heat to it. I'm sticking with the black pepper. I really like it. I don't think this seems to be a lower proof, probably 95. It sits on the tongue great. Nice oak presence, just a touch of barrel char coming out as it kind of lingers on the tongue. I think it's great. I don't know, obviously, what the price is just yet, let alone the bottle. This could be something that I feel like I could share with anybody since it's not aggressive. It's also not overly sweet, like I feel like your Weller's go to, which is, I don't feel like this is that. Maybe this is, but I don't think this is that. If I was going to share a whiskey, this one may be one that I reach for, depending on what it is. It's highly enjoyable. I think it's a straight shooter and not overly sweet. I think that oak really balances out that vanilla and caramel really nicely. But you're not gonna get a ton of notes on it, and that's fine, you know? All right, glass B, here we are. Whew. Knowing glass A was not proofy, I'm going in not pumped. So here we are. That nose will pump me up though. Sweet mercy. That is delicious. That is like the clementines, you know, just that one peel that you give your kids. and they still can't peel it. You're like, oh no, what happened to you? But that nice orange peel is coming through. Cherry, I think, is here. Really nice vanilla, but whew, yes, please. Great oak presence. I feel like these are probably similar in age based off of the nose. That oak is really coming through, and it's like a nice oak. It's not the one that you just laid out in the ditch for months. You're like, I'm gonna bring it in, and then you don't. And it rains on it. You don't. All right. Maybe that's trauma in the past. I don't know. We'll see. Let's get this on the palate though. Oh, wow. Whew. Okay. That's a different tier. Just this beautiful vanilla custard, maybe even like that burnt sugar on top of it. I think that orange peel continues. There's a really nice sweetness to that citrus in there. Caramel, dark brown sugar. That's good. The viscosity is there. I don't know if because the black pepper was so prominent, in a good way. I did enjoy that kind of spice to it. Typically, I pick up a lot of cinnamon. This black pepper, I don't know if that's kind of playing with Glass B. There's almost no burn at all on it, but it coats the tongue fantastic. You get a great hug. This seems to be a little proofier, but I mean, if I were to use logic, if you will, if I think this guy's in that 95, I'm gonna go 100, probably there. A little proofier, but man, that viscosity is great. It is oily and it is coating. Oh, that's a good one. Yep. All right. Sip 2. Down the hatch. As much as Glass A, you could share to a beginner, could be, once again, I don't know. I mean, if you're telling me this is $60, we have problems there, and I'm probably not recommending it to the beginner. But if this is one of those first bottle ones, this one, highly approachable, shareable. Boy, that's nice. Really enjoy that one. What else came out? Still that dark brown sugar. There's a richness to it that at least Glass A can't keep up with, which is a shame. I'm gonna give Glass A its due on its score because it actually is pretty good. It's just not B. And, you know, is this really high priced? You know, maybe we got a little bang for the buck situation. That leads us into at least the Bourbon Barkeep scoring system. So we have our categories that'll flash up either now or later or both. You never know. And then you have the bang for the buck to where we sit there and say, all right, well, what does Glass A and Glass B actually cost? Do I feel like I got that? Would I pay above it? Did I not get it? So I'm gonna revisit these real quick just so I can kind of keep my ducks in a row, and then we're gonna do that scoring, and then we'll just wrap up. Well, I like to try and give a few more notes, if any come out, to be fair. I mean, as you kind of sip with some of these glasses, as they warm up in your hand, they can change in a good way. I feel like Glass A had a little bit more of like a salty peanut starting to come out a little bit. Ultimately, I don't think I'm gonna stick with kind of those 4 or 5 tasty notes I kind of spit out and go there. It's straightforward. I really like it. It's super smooth. I would rather someone pour this for me than say Green Weller. I think it's probably in that tier price range wise, at least I hope. I feel like this just has a really nice kind of start to finish and kind of keeps you coming back for more, whereas Weller, if I'm picking on them since they're popular, they just have an over sweetness that I can get a little sick of, at least the green label. Glass B on the other hand, whew, yeah please. Like a beautiful, nice cream soda. Yeah, I'm gonna throw that one more tasty note in because it has that syrupiness that just kind of hung on the tongue. Enough tasty notes, mainly because I don't have any more. So let's dive into senses. Glass A. great. I do really like it. It's just a shame that it's in this matchup because it would probably do better. I want to give it its due. I don't want to overrate it either. I'm just gonna go 70. I think it has a place. That oak is fantastic on it. I don't like over oaked things. Whatever is happening in here, the oak is perfect. I really like it. Glass B, on the other hand, it's a different animal. I don't feel like it's in the nectar of the gods by any means. It's just, there's a varsity, there's a JV, and we found one. And we've the varsity part. This one's gonna go 84. I mean, it's kissing fantastic. To cheer up Glass A, I mean, you are in the great category. So although some of these numbers seem lower, if you're going into your middle school days to where you brought home that 70, and Dad just pulls out the belt and he's like, "There's no C's in this house." It's a trauma episode. Apologize. But yeah, 70s respectable on this channel. There's a lot of people in the 70s. This one is not. And yeah, I want to know. I want to know what it is. But first, we got to figure out price because I got to do bang for the buck. And then if I know what it is, the label could influence. So let's see. I got the laptop over here. So I do the Google Forms. And then that tells me the price. So we got Glass A at $35 and Glass B at $50. $50, okay. I try and push everything out. On the revisit, I'm like, I think Glass B is really expensive. It's not. Glass A tastes above 35. If you told me Glass A was 50, I would, no, 45. If you told me it was 45, I would believe you. So, okay. I want to give more credit. I got to give more credit to the budget bottles. $35, that's a fantastic pour. There's not many I would pick above it, especially if you wanted to stay in that lower proof range. This is probably a top tier one, in my opinion. So at $35, I'm gonna go 78. I think it's great. I mean, I'm willing to go up $10, $12. I mean, I feel like that's something. I think another thing that I'm kind of taking into account is at that range, if that is the number one pick, that deserves some credit as well. Now, at $50, I'm not paying 100, pay 80, 75, something like that. Yeah, probably 80. That's really good. So it's not, I mean, $50, I guess that is a budget bottle nowadays. I'm gonna go 80. Yeah, I like it. I really like it. All right, let's figure out what this thing is. I'm tired of dancing around. All right, so I gotta click the forms. It does a little drop down thing. And we got Glass A, Evan Williams single barrel, 2016 vintage. To the whiskey nerds out there, I hope that matters, means something to you. Earlier on in the whiskey journey, I don't know. Jimmy Russell's, the Wild Turkey one. That's interesting. Okay, if you're familiar with the channel at all, I'm a big Wild Turkey fan. I mean, who doesn't like the Russell's 13 and Russell's 15? Who doesn't? Regardless of price, just the taste. Wild Turkey doesn't typically do well. And that one did very well. That one tastes a little more limited edition. I feel like the limited edition, those kind of Russell's 13, 15, not that it's on that tier, but even like the Wild Turkey 12, which has been on the channel, these limited edition ones loses this Wild Turkey funk that I get on Rare Breed and 101. People love Rare Breed. I don't. It's my palate. It is what it is. Hopefully some of you subscribers or non-subscribers that are not Wild Turkey fans, you found a home here. Rare Breed's just not for me. But this one doesn't have that Wild Turkey funk to where if one of those liquor stores wants to upcharge for 80, I don't have a bottle 85. Yeah, I'd probably do that. That Jimmy Russell's, that's, I wonder, I am curious, I don't think anybody knows yet outside of Jimmy, if that new Wild Turkey, that 8-year label, since they're slapping an age statement on there, is it the same juice or is it not? Hopefully we find out, hopefully you find out on this channel. Okay, so Glass B, it takes it. So that could wrap up pretty quick at this point. And you already liked and subscribed, so we got that going for us. I think that's it.